today. Adam Dale in his test debut, 378th player for Australia. Nice placement. And just hit firm enough for the two. Lehman doing the chasing from mid-wicket. The other debutant in the side. Well, that is the shot of the day. That's how you play a forward defence that goes to defence.
Yes, it certainly did go to the fence. Minimum amount of muscle on it as well. You watch, it just hits through the line. Perfect straight bat. No answer to that. No need to run either.
Like that. Well, that is a fabulous shot. Just short of length. And it's just the lack of pace in the pitch which is hurting Adam Dale at the moment, and Tendulkar knows that better than anybody, and he is quick to seize on any ball short. He's gone to 10.
Yeah, he hasn't quite adjusted to the slowness of the pitch. The bowler, Adam Dale, is just not quite getting it right. It's either over-pitching or just a touch too short, and at his pace, that's a very big problem.
And beautifully bowled. In fact, there's an appeal from Darren Lehman. He would have been obscured from what happened to the ball by the batsman Tendulkar. And Shane Warne can't believe it's actually missed the top of off stump.
Yeah, this is a good delivery from Warne here. A lot quicker delivery. Good spin as well. Whoa, it just took his back pad. I'm sure that would have clipped the top of off stump. But just a bit too much spin. And you've got to remember, this is only halfway through day one. And you're getting that sort of spin.
And he's got away with it. A fine sweep shot. And will go to the fence for 4. The bottom edge after a fabulous delivery of the ball before. So the battle is continuing. 135 for 3.
Well, another good over from Shane Warne. That's all we've seen all day from him. This time, Tendulkar tries the sweep shot. I don't think he got it atop his pad. Still goes for 4.
Gavin Robertson to continue. Tendulkar on 16, Azharuddin on 12.
It's a 6. It is not as big as the one that Navjot Singh Sidhu hit, but it is still 6 runs. Ian Chappell.
No sooner did you get the words out of your mouth, Sonny, and bang. Sachin Tendulkar has decided that he's going to give the off-spinner something to think about. Hitting that one right off the middle of the bat.
Action replay. This time for a boundary. Gavin Robertson, just when he was thinking that he might be able to get in a few overs without being slogged over mid-wicket, finds that the second consecutive time that Tendulkar's gone after him. This is a paddle shot played by Sachin Tendulkar.
Perhaps this is the shot that Navjot Singh Sidhu should have been playing to Shane Warne. I think it's a very good shot to play to the leg spinner. You take a lot of the risk out of the shot. Not so much chance of getting a top edge and being caught behind square leg. And the other thing is, if Shane Warne's got to put a fieldsman there, as he is doing now, it makes him weaken his attacking fieldsman. So Tendulkar has opened the field up quite a bit now.
It's another boundary. Quicker, wider. Tendulkar says, thank you very much.
This is the delivery that Shane Warne has probably had the most trouble controlling in the last, well, probably the last 12 months. The flipper He hasn't been able to get it online as much as he used to. And Tendulkar punishes him.
Michael Kasparowicz being brought back into the attack. Bowled with great enthusiasm in the morning. Picked up the wicket of VVS Lakshman. Bowling a good line just around the off stump. Glorious. Glorious shot. .164 for 3.
That is a magnificent cover drive. Not quite a half volley, but he was perfectly balanced when he hit that shot. The timing was terrific, and the placement excellent.
And Mark Taylor has brought in Greg Blewett to bowl from the BEMLN. A half volley. Still got to be punished. He's done it in style, the young man.
Greg Blewett trying a bit of psychology there, trying to make Tendulkar think that he was going to bounce him. But like a really good batsman that he is, he was just relying purely on what he saw. He saw a half volley and smashed it.
Well, he's bounced it and didn't quite get hold of it. He was in two minds whether to go for it or not. Luckily for him, falling well short of Kasparowicz at deep fine leg. And India go to tea without losing Tendulkar. Look at that.
Well, that's one occasion when the break did get to Tendulkar. He was thinking about ducking, got halfway down, and then suddenly decided, I better hook it. And very nearly made a mess of it.
So India go to tea at 172 for 3, with both Sachin Tendulkar and Mohammad Azharuddin batting well.
Michael Kasparowicz will bowl the first ball after afternoon tea from the pavilion end. Just one slip and a gully for the Australian opening bowler. Third man. 2 men out on the leg side fence, one at fine leg and one in front of square leg. Just an indication as to two things: how well Tendulkar is playing and how slow the pitch is. And immediately he starts with a boundary, but it went in the air for a while. Kasparowicz puts his hands to his head. There was a man at short cover, but it's been placed and it's gone to the fence.
Yeah, this was a bit uppish by Tendulkar. He's just hit through the line and dissected Slater and Greg Blewett there, but it was very catchable. If it had gone near the fieldsman, you'll see from this angle here. But he's picked a gap.
And 4 byes. Well, a cool bounce for Ian Healy. It bounced just in front of him for the second time, and it's always awkward unless you've got your body right behind the ball. He tried to use his hands and gloves, and unsuccessfully.
Yes, it's a slower delivery here from Kasparowicz. Just an off-cutter. Didn't bounce as much. Did Healy nicely. Has gone through for 4 byes.
And there it is. The single to Darren Lehman to bring up his half-century. And what a half-century it's been. He's tried to dominate the bowlers from the moment that he walked to the crease, as he always does. The crackers go off. And Tendulkar brings up his 50 off just 68 deliveries in an hour and a half. So Martello just setting the blue at field. Freeman on the offside. In the covers saving the single. One slip in the gully. A third man in place as well. And you don't bowl there to Mohammad Azharuddin as he smashes it to fence for 4. He's been quite sedate, Azharuddin, compared to his batting partner. But anything like that is fruit from the sideboard.
Yeah, bad delivery here for Blewett. Azharuddin just leans on, doesn't even smash it. Just let on it, flipped it, timed it to perfection. It gets onto those practice wickets down that far end. No chance at all for the fielder to cut that off.
They're not well on top at the moment, but they are moving that way if Australia can't break this partnership shortly. And you're not going to break it like that. Short and medium pace outside the off stump to Tendulkar.
Yeah, Kasparowicz just hasn't got his short ball right at all. Bowled pretty well up till now. Tendulkar's a different story, totally different concept to bowl to. Kasparowicz just dragging that wide, and that is just money for Jam. And Sachin just reels back and whacks it behind point. No chance for the fieldsman. There's a man out there in the deep, but he's very fine.
Kasparowicz has been replaced, bowling 5 overs and taking none for 11. 5 overs in that spell. Mark Waugh will come on for his first bowl this afternoon, or today, in fact. Lovely single for Azharuddin. The 200 up for India to the loss of 3 wickets.
Sunny Gavaskar was talking about them exchanging words from time to time in the course of what's fairly long partnership. That's a beautiful shot. Not too much cover once he'd beaten the man at backward points. It really was about 1/3 of the way back. It's always going to be 4.
He does pack a lot of punch into his shot, Sachin Tendulkar. Just making a little bit of room. He's batting so well. His feet are moving so well. It's the movement of a man with a lot of confidence. Lots of runs behind him.
Now Darren Lehman's going to be bowling.
I think he would have relished the opportunity. What a shot. What a shot. He's just played it as if he's having a net. Little short. Look at that. He's just transferred his weight onto the back foot. Not really gone on back and across to the stumps. Just a little transfer of the weight onto the back foot and played it beautifully.
He's getting runs just wherever he wants. It feels like a map in his mind. He said, this is where I'm going to get runs this time, behind point.
Very difficult to say whether he's playing a test match or he's having a net, Sachin Tendulkar. Look at the way he's toying with the bowling. Waited for it till the very last moment, opened the face of the bat and played it back with a point.
Oh, he's placed that to perfection. You just got the feeling while the shot was played that maybe the man behind square might get to it. But Tendulkar's hitting the ball a lot harder than it seems at first sight, and even on a heavy outfield, he's managed to beat the fielder.
Yes, I said earlier on, it looks as if he's having a net. Now look at that. He's waited, picked the spot, and then made it that much more difficult for Gavin Robertson.
If Mark Waugh got his hand to that, his hand would have been by the side screen just now. No denying that. That was hit just so hard.
And the period of watchfulness is over. The back left going high. Yes, it would have been a fantastic catch if the ball had stuck to Mark Waugh's hand. But it's hit with so much power.
1 to Tendulkar. That'll be 4 as well. I'm not sure he was in complete control all the time, but he certainly placed it well enough.
Yes, he might have got a little bit of a thickish edge over there, trying to hit it square of the wicket.
That'll go all the way. It's funny, when you've got a good timer of the ball, the outfield doesn't seem as heavy.
This is a lovely shot. This is a lovely shot simply because he's made it look so simple. It's not an easy shot to play, inside out, with that fielder at short extra cover, but he's made it look so simple. Look at that. He's playing it inside out, trying to hit it with the spin.
Oh, that's gone. He's into the 90s, no trouble at all.
Well, welcome to Test cricket, Darren Lehman. The crowd tells the story. Sachin Tendulkar, Darren Lehman saw him coming, so he fired it wider. And of course, Sachin did was went wider and hit it further. You see how wide it was? He still went out there and still absolutely creamed it in the middle. That's got a fair way back.
Shouts of catch it. Azharuddin, who normally does walk, and he's waited there and waited for ages before he's been given out. So Darren Lehmann has got his first Test wicket.
Well, this is a funny one. That did it. I'm not sure if it bounced down or off the back of the bat. Have a look at this. He's tried to sweep it really fine, and it's just succeeded in spurning up a simple catch there to Healy. Took the umpire a while to make the decision, but Azharuddin's on his way, and the score now 4 for 249.
Batsman, and that was a badly needed wicket for Australia. They were looking down the barrel. Azharuddin tried to make this the paddle sweep and get it very fine. It seems to have come off either the back of the bat or the gloves and popped up for Ian Healy.
Yeah, I think it's the back of the bat. We'll see here. And maybe a little bit of glove. Runs up his arm and just went straight up in the air. Simplest of catch to Healy. So Darren Lehmann pretty happy with that. He's taken the wicket. He's got 1 for 21 now. So pretty warm conditions for the fielding side.
And Robertson can't cut it off.
Well, that was a real tease for Gavin Robinson out there in front of cover. He's never ever going to chop this off. That's the quickest side of the boundary. The field out there just couldn't get there.
17 fours and 2 sixes. And that'll be his 16th Test century.
So that's Tendulkar's 100, comes up with a 4, just off 107 deliveries. 18 fours, 2 sixes, 160 minutes. Magnificent century here again, his first at Bangalore.
Just wide of Taylor. So Ganguly off the mark, not in very convincing fashion, but with a boundary. And Michael Kaskovich there, very unlucky. There's a slightly damp spot down right by the rope, and you can see he slipped just as he got near the boundary or the advertising hoardings. Nearly had a nasty accident.
Yeah, Kaskovich is a big boy. He just gets to this, and right where that ball is now, bang, you see him there. If he'd have gone any further, that's steel and cement there, so he's lucky those billboards pulled him up. And that's not what Australia would like.
Oh, great shot. Late cut. A good effort from Darren Lehmann.
Well, a little bit short, the flipper not quite there, and Tendulkar's climbed onto it for a boundary.
Michael Kaskovich will take the new ball 4 overs after it's been scheduled. A wicket for the Australians would bring it back into their half.
Beautifully timed. He's got the gift of timing, Sourav Ganguly. Futile chase that for Darren Lehmann. He gave it everything, but the ball was just a little too quick for him. Very fluent on the offside, beautifully timed. He's very, very good. Makes it look so simple. 284 for 4. The in-swinger ball. Tendulkar works it away to deep, fine leg. He will resume strike when play resumes tomorrow. India finished the day on 290 for 4.
Well, the Australian